Oh, hey, didn't see you there. You just caught me deep in thought. I want to try new things, broaden my horizons. So, like any normal human being, I want a new console. Problem is, I need money for that sort of thing, and I don't want to get a job. What do I look like to you, a contributing member of society? Luckily, distant family of mine left me a wealth of money hidden somewhere in Venezuela. Don't believe me? Check out this map they made. You may be asking, how do you know this is Venezuela? Building here, river there. I mean, it's pretty obvious where this is. Well, that settles it then. I'm off to Venezuela to get my family's hidden treasure. Heyo, see you didn't there. I'm back from my trip to Venezuela. It was pretty interesting. I met some of the locals, got shot in the head, took in some of the sights, and took in some of the sights. Don't worry, I'll be fine. The doctor said I should be okay by tomorrow. Bad news though, it turns out my family left me $13 billion. Did I say bad news? I meant good news. Sorry, that's the lead from the bullet in my head. With $13 billion, I can do anything, like travel the world, buy an island, buy the rights to FIFA. I don't know why I do that, but I could. Think of all the games and systems I could buy. It would be my dream, yet my worst nightmare. I won't be able to sleep at night knowing I'll have to own Ogre Battle 64. Upon further inspection, it turns out these are all Venezuelan bolivars. No problem though, let's just check the exchange rate of Venezuelan bolivars to Australian dollars and... Well, I used some of that money to pay off the trip, but now I only have $400 left. Besides, I already have a PS4 and a PC. What else am I gonna get? So, I bought a Switch. It's a new console. Wanna play a game? No! This is something I've always dreamed of buying. My own console with my own money. I mean, it's a simple dream, but hey, I'm a simple guy. When I was younger, I swore that when I grew up and could earn my own money, I would buy all the consoles that I wanted. So this is really big for me, as it's the first step towards fulfilling my childhood goal, and also a step towards me getting my virginity certificate. Opening up the box itself, we're greeted by the Switch itself and the two Joy-Cons. I got the neon red and blue because I was planning on eating these after I finished with my console, and the grey one didn't stand out to me. The Switch has a touchscreen 6.2-inch LCD 1280 by 720 resolution screen, which is fine for a handheld like this. The Joy-Cons are pretty interesting as they were made with rats in mind. They're very small and they don't feel great in my hands. These are pretty solid though and well made. However, none of these buttons are analog, meaning that they're either pushed in or they're not. There isn't a middle ground where it registers as a light push. Of course, this isn't a huge problem, but racing games can sometimes have a weird feeling to it. Also packaged in the box is the Joy-Con grip, which is a plastic holder for your Joy-Cons to make it feel like a normal controller. I don't actually mind that these things exist. It feels pretty good, and it's the way I beat Breath of the Wild for the first time. Just tell me I'm irrelevant already. Older versions of the Switch have a really bad battery life, only lasting 2.5 to 6 hours depending on what you were playing. However, in August 2019, they released a hardware revision for the Switch, which did nothing apart from increase the battery life to 4.5 to 9 hours. I bought the revised version as I planned on playing my Switch, not watching it charge for most of the day. If you are planning on buying a Switch anytime soon, then the way you can tell the old version from the new is that the new version comes in this slick all-red box. I'm super excited, let's boot it up and play a game! I'll be back. I'm back with video games in tow. So, I only bought the bare essentials, so you know I had to buy Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Of course, you can't have a console without games, so let's talk about some of the games I have for my Switch. After Outrage was unleashed after the replacement of the 1 to 9 scale, I'll be bringing it back for good. So, I'll be rating each game on my collection on a scale of 1 to 9. Let's start off with the first game in my collection, which is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This was the first game I bought on my Switch, just because I heard such great things about it. After playing through it and beating it, I can safely say that this is one of my favorite games of all time. The land of Hyrule is so breathtaking and interesting. It is absolutely filled to the brim with things to interact and experiment with. Here's an example. Did you know that if you shoot a chili pepper with a fire arrow, it creates an updraft allowing you to fly upwards when you use your paraglider? Hyrule isn't only restricted to a grassy biome, of course, you can explore a desert area, a volcano called Death Mountain. I wonder why it's called that. Snowy mountaintops and the constantly wintry areas of the world. Not to mention you have the body temperature mechanic, which means in colder areas you need to wear clothes that will keep you warm, and vice versa with hotter areas in the game. The combat feels so fluid. The flurry rush mechanic, slow time, and the parry makes the player feel powerful. You can find people doing some absolutely crazy stuff with the mechanics in the game. They have already teased us with a sequel to Breath of the Wild, which was shown in the Nintendo conference at E3 2019. Nintendo didn't announce anything crazy at E3 2019, which means their 2019 conference boiled down to, "Did you see Breath of the Wild 2? I really love this game, and I cannot wait to get my hands on its sequel. I give The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild an 8 out of 9. Super Smash Bros. Has been a Nintendo staple since the Nintendo 64, a fighting game featuring Nintendo All-Stars and some guest third-party characters, such as Banjo-Kazooie, Joker from Persona, Sonic, Cloud, Sephiroth, Minecraft Steve, Ryu, and more. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is really awesome. I love the Super Smash series with all my heart. I only joined the fight during Brawl and I really didn't get it. I never understood how to play the game, so I never really performed combos or anything cool, but I still had a blast with the game, even though it was considered to be the weakest. I love Ultimate. It's a great entry into the franchise that doesn't change a lot in terms of gameplay apart from slight speed changes and the like. It has a pretty hefty roster of characters with even more to come. Every time they announce a new character for Smash, it feels like an event, and that character has become solidified as a name in gaming. Not to mention, with this game being on Switch, you can play Super Smash anywhere, except for funerals. Believe me, I tried. We are gathered here today to say farewell to Jack Ross, and to commit him into the hands of God.
Falcon Punch!
I love this game and the Smash series with all my heart. This is 100% personal bias, but I will be giving Smash Ultimate my first ever 9 out of 9. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the latest installment in the Mario Kart series, which was originally released as simply Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. When the Switch was announced, they had to release Nintendo staples such as Mario games and the like in order to rack in consumer interest. So, instead of making quality games from the ground up, which takes money and more importantly time, which Nintendo didn't have considering the Switch would be releasing soon, they decided to re-release a bunch of Wii U games with the subtitle Deluxe. This was a cheap and easy way out, but sometimes this was the definitive version of these games. For example, Super Mario U Deluxe having the included Super Luigi U DLC, or even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe including all DLC characters and tracks in the game. This is essentially the same game as the one released on Wii U, except for a few changes. Some new items were added and they remade the battle mode to be more similar to that of Double Dash or Wii, I suppose. The new DLC tracks are absolutely awesome, and even in the base game it has some of the best tracks in the series. Mario Kart 8 is a definite must-buy for any kart enthusiast. I'm giving Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a 7 out of 9. I have 2 other games in my collection, that being Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Monster Hunter Rise. However, I haven't played enough of these games to form a proper opinion on them yet, so I'll just give you a quick impression on what I've played thus far. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is an absolute pleasure. It's stylistically breathtaking and a wonderful game. I'm not great at platformers, so I haven't gone far for that reason, but I really love the look and design of the levels I've played thus far. Monster Hunter Rise is a really great game, but for some reason I struggle to get into it. I really like it, don't get me wrong, I just find it hard to pick up sometimes. This is a very good looking game, especially for a handheld. Everything feels good and it's exactly what you would expect from a Monster Hunter game, with a few new elements such as this really cool grapple hook thing. That wraps up everything I want to talk about. It's a shame I had to waste my distant family's money on stupid Nintendo products. Sigh, I wish there was a console that could rival Sony's PlayStation. I need to get rid of that.